Hello everyone. Today this video is about having standards. Having standards. Inspired by a TikTok clip by a gentleman who does a lot of cursing in his other TikTok videos, and I think they did a lot of bleeping on this TikTok clip. But he talked about having standards, and he just really did a good job of just breaking it down about having standards. Ever since I started this channel in September 21, 2021, I have been getting negative comments regarding my age, being single, and not having children. And these men, usually men and occasionally women, have told me in so many words in different ways that I've been too picky, that I've been dating a long time and I should have gotten somebody by now. And at first, being honest, I was triggered by it, but I do have enough self-control to know to block people and not respond to their BS. Because I feel, number one, if you're a man commenting on an old lady channel about dating and telling me that I'm old, I'm this, am I that, you're the sad one and not me. Because that means that you got a lot of time on your hands that you could be working maybe another job and being a hypergamous man so that you can get any woman that you want. And you can have enough money to pay cash for the house if you want. And the other thing is the women who tell me that I've been dating long enough to have gotten somebody. You're right and you're wrong. You're right in that if I were desperate, I could have had maybe 20 mini relationships or situationships, maybe 20, by the time I started this channel 2 years ago up to the present. I could have had about at least 20 mini relationships, quote unquote, or situationships. So you're right about that. The reason that you're wrong is because I will not settle for ghosters, alcoholics, men who want to improve their lifestyle based on what I have. So that's 3 categories right there. Men who are not emotionally available. That's 4. And the men that I've met, which I've documented through this channel, fit in one of those 4 categories. Fit in one of those 4 categories. No, I don't have anyone, but I've dated a whole lot in these last 2 years, more than I've dated in the last 10, to be honest, I think. So I'm doing something right. I'm changing my exterior, which I've already done, and I'm changing my interior, which is my energy and my mindset. So that's the most important, and that's where it starts first of all. But for me, it started on the outside, and then I worked on the inside. And maybe that's the way it starts for most people, women who want to increase the quality of their dating pool and not necessarily the quantity. So for me, it's about the quality of my dating pool. So I changed my exterior, my appearance, and then I began to work on my interior, my mindset, and how I thought about myself, my dating, and my life. So this man talks about having standards and saying that, to me, the most important point is that having standards will make your dating take longer for you to get to the man that's right for you. By having standards, it lets the man go faster, quicker, and in another direction because he knows, or the men know, that you're not about BS. That the things that work on women who don't have standards will not work on you. Case in point, a friend of mine introduced me through text message to a man that she had met out and about. And for various reasons, he didn't fit physically what she was looking for. So for me, I'm past the physicality, I would like to think, of a man and more about what does he, how do we relate, the chemistry, compatibility, and is he at a higher economic level than myself? Or at least at my level. And so through a series of maybe 2 phone calls, I got quickly assessed that this man wasn't a good fit for me because he was talking about money in some version or another, like he didn't have enough, or that, I can't even remember, but something about money, and he was complaining that he didn't have enough or he didn't have enough. And then he revealed that he was living at home with his mom. So I gleaned that from 2 conversations, and then the third time he wanted to see me, so I sent him a link to an upscale restaurant here in Atlanta, and I didn't hear from him. So I kind of had pretty much judged how the conversation and how things were going to turn out. But he didn't call me for the date, and I didn't call him because I didn't think he was going to follow through with it anyway. And so he called the next day to say something happened with his phone and blah, blah, blah. And then he started to go on his spiel about money or something. So anyway, I just blocked him. And some people would have said, especially Shira 7-1 would have said, well, after the first conversation, he started talking about money, I would have just blocked him right then and there. But, that's not me, that's Shira. And so I take every opportunity to practice. Now, maybe that's a fault, but I need practice. I need practice on speaking softly. I need practice on being diplomatic. I'm from New York City, I did have to kind of get into my masculine with them because I said, don't play with me. Like he's a little boy. I said, don't play with me. Oh, and he was trying to act like he confirmed us getting together when confirmed us seeing each other on the day that we talked. And I said, on some other day that he asked me when I would be available. And I told him Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then the following conversation on another day, he acted like I stood him up. And I said, wait a minute, hold it. You never confirmed any of the days that I said I was available. And then he started to act like it was my fault. And I had to say, don't play with me. Don't play with me. And then he backtracked. So this is a man who's used to dating women without any standards, that he can just call them up when he's available and drop by their place to see them. And this is a tactic that it's not even unique to me, that this is a strategy that he uses on women that he meets and women that he knows already, that he can just stop by. So he is an example of a man who is hypogamous. He is practicing hypergamy. If I dated him, I would be practicing hypergamy, and him trying to date me, he's practicing hypergamy. So I'm clear that, this is not going to work. And so I blocked him because by this time it's 3 phone calls in and it's just going nowhere. Now, a few days later, last week I was in a store and I met a man who just walked up to me and started talking, very well dressed. He looked like he was in his 50s, but he told me he was 62. Very well dressed, 6 feet. He had on those skinny leg pants that guys are wearing today. He had on a pair of those and a shirt on the outside that was a pastel pink, I believe. So he was dressed very modern for his time, and probably, like the guys in their 30s and 40s dress. So he was looking like that. And we had 2 conversations. And the third conversation he called, I was on my way out the door, so he kind of cut the conversation short out of respect for my time. And then I called him back and left a message. And it's been 2 days I haven't heard from him. So I think they call that ghosting today. And back in the day, we would just say, oh, he didn't call me back. And that's the end of that. But I got to talk to him on the phone in a very soft way and, compliment him and things of that nature. So I take every opportunity that I get to interact with men to practice. Practice makes perfect, or practice makes practice easier. So when I meet the man, the one for me, I will have had a lot of practice. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are, and thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.